So the question being asked is, how do you socialize homeschool kids? This stems from the idea that you send your kids to school so that they're amongst their peers, they know how to navigate relationships and have friends and so on and so forth. So if they're not in school, how do they do those things? So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can socialize your kids if you decide to homeschool them. But before I get into that, let's break down what socialization is really quick. If you were to Google the definition of socialization, you will come to see that socialization is the process of learning to behave in a way that is acceptable to society. And with that being said, that has nothing to do with meeting friends or anything like that. Now, that does sound like conforming, and so when you look up the definition conformity, you'll see that it basically is behaviors that is accepted within the social environment of within a society. With that being said, you have to be mindful of what you're saying when you say socialization, because that sounds more like conforming to society versus getting your kids out, making friends, and knowing how to interact with other kids and just be amongst their peers. Now, here are the 3 ways that can happen. First and foremost, my favorite is YMCAs. They have sports, they have activities, they have summer camps, they have all these different things that, as long as you're a member, you can attend, whether it's for free or additional cost, to get your child around other kids, whether they're homeschooled or not, so that they can make friends, they can be amongst their peers and all those things. Second, just like school has sports, you can do sports. Now, you can put your child in some sports at schools, depending on if they allow that, because some schools do allow homeschool kids to participate in extracurricular activities in sports, or you can do it within your state. Your city. Many cities have city-like sport teams and all those things. And the key thing is not just putting your child in that sport, but seeing how they interact with other kids and interacting with those kids' parents, so that you make that connection, and then it's easy for the children to continue that relationship and nurture it. And last but not least, but most importantly, just connect with other homeschool moms. It doesn't have to be a whole group. It can be 1 or 2. You can find them if you're religious, go to a church. You can find them in a homeschool group. You can find them at a library. I recommend finding a solid 1 or 2. And that way y'all can do hangouts together. Y'all can go to the movies. Your kids can go to the movies. They can, depending on the child ages, they can swap phone numbers and text and play games and all those things. So there's different ways that you can socialize or have your child interact with other kids, make friends, and all those things as homeschoolers. And this is a common question within the homeschool community. We hear it all the time. So if you were having those same thoughts and concerns and you're like, you know what, this sounds doable, but I need help with it, I highly recommend that you get the What It Takes to Homeschool guide, because it breaks down all those things and the mindset that I talked about, going from socialization and conformity